Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Chetna here from Me with a Pencil, and today I'm going to be sharing the most popular series, that is how to write the common words in 9 different ways. So today, on your request and on popular demand, I'm back with the word best wishes. So we're going to be exploring 9 different ways of writing best wishes in beautiful letters, and so this will be very helpful for you guys to make beautiful greeting cards or tags or notes, and how you can make your any simple note card in a beautiful way. So I hope you enjoy the tutorial, so let's get started. So for the materials, we'll be using pentel touch sign brush pen. You can use any brush pen or any calligraphy tool you're comfortable using, some that will give you a similar result like how we get with the brush pen. And you can get any other brand brush pen as well. And I'm using a grid paper, that is a dot grid book. I'm using a Scholar dot grid book 120 GSM. It's a 5 grid, so you can use any line notebook or rule notebook. So make sure whenever you're practicing, you're using something that has a line or a guideline on top of it, or you can also even draw with the scale and a pencil. So now for the first style of best wishes, I'm going to be writing a very simple one. So the simple one could be, like a very basic brush calligraphy script. So let's start. So I'm using these lines to guide my letters. So I'm going to be writing according to that. So first I'm going to be writing best wishes, best, add thick and thin line, lift your hand at every stroke. Very simple one. If you want to add a little touch of curve to your letters, make a nice crossbar at the T. And now wishes, because I have written B and all the letters small, so I'm going to be writing W small as well. I'm going to be writing it to the right hand side here, keeping little gap at this part. Okay, slowly, one stroke at a time. Okay, very simple and yet elegant and very pretty. So now let's move on to the next one. The second one would be a bold style. That is, I'm going to be writing all the letters capital. So first is capital B. I'm not using the whole line from here. A nice curved, you know, curvy stroke to the letter B. And on the side as well, looks very nice. And a capital E. So apply the similar technique of thin and thick. You don't have to keep it everything, of similar width or the thickness of the stroke. It can be different. And I'm going to make a little S a little bigger, and then a T to match the E there. So it looks very nice and playful kind of letter, I mean the word. And now I'm going to be writing wishes over here. So maybe because this is very round, I'm going to make it simple. Similar to this S, I'm going to make it look like one family letter or word. So for this layout, I'm going to add similar S, a little longer curve here. So when you add a little different depth to the letters, like height and width, when you play around with it, it looks very nice and playful. It gives a very party, or like a very happy effect to the letters. So because this is similar, like S, bigger S, so I'm gonna write something similar but little smaller, so that it doesn't stand out too much. All right, so a very pretty and very different kind of writing, but make sure to add thick and thin, like we how do it with the calligraphy pen, like a brush pen. Add thick and thin lines, and it looks very nice. Third style is more of, bounce calligraphy style. So I'm going to be this is the simple way of writing, like in a one baseline, and here we're going to make the letters dance, so in the bouncy effect. If you're new to calligraphy or new to our channel, you can check out my beginners brush calligraphy tutorial. uh, it has all the small basic tutorials from the channel. So this I made a very playful bee where I give an entry stroke down, and this kind of gives a bouncy effect. And then I'm going to write best, and I'm going to make a big S over here like this. Okay, and a T and a nice curve on the top like this. Looks very nice. And then I'm going to write the wishes on the bottom, at the bottom here, a nice curvy capital W like this, and extend this stroke parallel to this stroke. Looks very nice, and it has good amount of breathing space in between the letters as well. So because this S is similar, like how we did here as well, similar S's, so we're going to add similar S here as well, so it gives a balance effect also, and it looks quite together, that they are written together. And a very simple H I'm going to write here. Add a little bounce to the stroke, make this smaller, and here again. So very little bounce to the letters, like here and here. So here I've made the E a little smaller than the X height, and here a little bigger S over here in this stroke. Okay. So that was our third one. Now for the fourth one, it's a very different one, and a nice beautiful layout style artwork. So here I'm going to be writing best. I'm going to first write the wishes word. So I'm going to make a nice capital W. I'm going to make it into this much area. So nice capital W. That looks so nice. Okay, a curved line, then a straight line. Now you make a nice curve out of this W here, a nice big curve here. Okay, and write how basic calligraphy, write in a very basic calligraphy style here. Add thick and thin lines nicely. And now I'm going to make a nice parallel curve to this curve of the letter. Okay, a nice curve here. How lovely it looks. Now I'm going to add our write best into this part. Okay, so it's going to look very nice and very pretty layout. Right? Normal calligraphy, bold or monoline letters. You don't have to add any thick or thin lines. Just very simple. Add two little dots and look how pretty it looks. Very nice. It will look so nice on a card or a gift tag. Now for the fifth one, again something similar to this. I'm gonna add a little bit more flourishes to the letters. So for example, I'm gonna make nice B, like a curvy B here. So that would be nice entry stroke, and then a thick down stroke. A nice B that has a nice bouncy effect. I'm going to write this letter straight. So here at some places I've written these all slanted letters. So here I'm going to write straight. Okay, like a straight angle. And then this, and then something similar curve that we used here, I'm gonna add it to the T here. Okay, so it kind of balances on both the side. Okay, similar flourish. And then we are going to add a little straight line. I'm not going to add more curved or flourishes on the top, just a straight line here, not to complicate the letters too much. And then I'm going to write wishes. For that, I'm going to make a nice W, something similar to this, right? Leave some space so you have a nice space to write letter W. Okay, nice curve here. And this simple, very simple W, and then I'm gonna make a nice curve here at the end. So nice, a very pretty flourish. It looks like a heart. And then again straight, because I've written this straight, I'm gonna write this again, wait, straight, straight angle. I'm not gonna add any flourishes in between. Now I'm gonna add a nice flourish at the side of this letter. Okay, so take your curve from the S and add a nice curve. Because we have a loop here, if you want you can add a little loop here. Very nice and pretty. It's a little bigger loop, but somewhere it balances the area around both the sides and here. All right, so it looks very nice and balanced, and that is what we want when we do layouts. It's very important that we balance out the whole layout and work on it. Now for the sixth one, I'm going to write a very simple one, expanded style bounce lettering. So something similar to this. So when we have two words or something, it's very easy to lay out them. So now I'm going to add all small letters. If you want, you can write them together in one line. It looks very nice horizontally. Or in a horizontal card. If you're doing vertical, you can place it them upside down. So something like that. I'm gonna write. Start from here. So a nice extended B loop. Okay. Add a little bouncy effect. Extend your this stroke. Okay. Now for the wishes, I would have written it over here, but then there's very less space to complete the whole word. I'm gonna write it down here. So it goes. I can add something big entry stroke like this. Very nice curve. Extend it like that and a dot. It looks very nice and pretty. Very simple one, but yet it leaves a very nice bold look to the card. Okay, and then the seventh one we have would be a little flourish style, something similar to this, but in a different way, flourished and a nice layout one. So where we'll use one bold letter and one calligraphy style, like the script style. And then we have nice flourished W here. Okay. Okay, straight, thin to thick, another thin to thick. All right, I'm just gonna leave this at the top, and then a nice again similar, thin to thick, very simple. And then I'm going to make an edge from here, but a flourished edge. So I'm going to start my stroke from thin to thick like this. Okay, thin and then thick. And I'm going to add a nice flourish at the bottom, very simple one. And then E and S. Now same thing here, that what we did here I'm going to add at the end of the letter to balance out the whole word. Looks very nice. And then I'm going to make a nice and pretty flourish at the on the top of the letter H. Okay, a nice pretty flourish here. So I'm going to go back from here. Do not start it from the right very end of the letter, because that will make your letters look, like broke down or something like that. So I'm just going to go again from your nice curve of beautiful balanced, parallel stroke to the letter. Looks very different, very different kind of flourish to the letter H. But what you're going to do is something similar to this one. I'm going to add a parallel line, and overall it would look very nice. Okay, so I'm going to add best on top of this. So let's now write it down. In this kind of method you can also use different colors, or you can use some doodles around it. It would look very nice and pretty. Wow, look at this, it looks like some kind of stamp or some vintage design. Now for the eighth one, we'll be doing a very simple one, not too complicated. So I'm going to write first very nicely, best, in a very simple copper plate calligraphy style. So very nice and elegant. So here for the next, like I'm going to add a very simple. So I'm going to write wishes in the center, so that's best is something really big, and wishes. So I'm going to write capital letters only, but very small, so that everything that here is falls in the center. Very simple. Do not have to complicate it. This way. If you want, you can, make some stars, or, like sparkles around, or some hearts or something like that would look very nice. Let's move on to the ninth one. Make it. Let's do it a little complicated one with the flourish. So if you're not confident about, how the strokes will go, or what and how you can make it, you can always plan your letters first, and then do it with the pencil. Do a rough sketch or a draft, and then try the different. Then do it with the pen. Do not try it directly, because we might mess it up. So yeah. So for this, I'm going to write a nice big best here with the flourishes. So here I'm going to add a nice T long flourish at the bottom. Okay. So I'm going to make a nice T flourish over here with the pencil. So just take your letter T and sketch out a nice big flourish here that goes all the way here, and you're going to make a nice parallel line to this. Okay, this curve. So that's why, see, I told you don't mess it up. Do it with the pencil first, and then do it with the pen. And a nice curve on the top as well. All right. So now we're going to write wishes in this part. So, so we don't want this line over here. So we're going to erase that, so that we don't add the pen lines on top of this line. So, looks like a nice banner design. So we're going to write wishes here in the capital letters. Looks nice and cute. I'm gonna make some nice heart here. All right, let's do it with the pen now. Make sure to go slow and do not put a lot of pressure on your pen. Okay, go slow so that you don't add up here as well. Go from thin to thick. Very slowly, I'm gonna trace it. So if you're tracing it, and make sure that your pencil lines are lighter so they aren't visible through the pen when you do it with the pen. And yeah, so I'm gonna make this a bit lighter. Okay, so my pen strokes are not that visible. All right. Oh, let's start. I'm going to start it from little from this side because I feel that there will be very less space in the side. So from here, very simple one. You don't have to write using fancy letters. Just add a little bit thick and thin line with your brush pen, and you're gonna get a very nice and pretty results. So very nice, beautiful heart over here and here as well. Very nice and pretty. I think there's a lot of space in here, so we're gonna just add some nice stroke from thin to thick like this to fill up that. And now because we have it here, we'll have it add something here as well from thin to thick. Yeah, it looks good. I like the way it looks, and we're done. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. It had been a very long time we did this series, and I thoroughly loved it while doing this, and I hope you also love it while you're trying it. And if you try these, do share it with us at Me With A Pencil on Instagram, or you can also email us and share your progress with us. um, Also, one thing, as my other different 9 different ways series, I always give out these letter styles, or say this paper for your guidance, or for you to practice. There's a free downloadable link down below. You can download this whole sheet of best wishes that we did right now, and you can practice them, and you can share it with us. So I hope you like this tutorial, and if you have any suggestion about any word that you want me to write, or you want to learn how you want to write any other word, so let us know, and hope to see you soon. Thank you so much. Bye bye.